This is fun. Let's do it. Rock and Riders, let's do it, baby. Guys, I was supposed to celebrate 15 months tomorrow without gambling. I'm a recovering degenerate gambler. It's supposed to be 15 months tomorrow. But yesterday was the Super Bowl. You guys all saw the Super Bowl, right? Saw the Chiefs beat the 49ers? Well, I got the itch to bet on the game. So I decided to go to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting. And I'd never been to one before, because I always thought those things were just for degenerate losers who didn't really have a problem. But I get there and there's this old guy, and he's talking, and he goes, "I'm here today because I've lost the last 25 straight Super Bowl wagers that I made." And I stopped him right there. I'm like, "You've lost the last 25 straight Super Bowl wagers you've made? No way!" And then he pulls out all the losing betting slips for the past 25 years and shows me. And he goes, "Son, I'm telling you, I can't pick a Super Bowl winner." So I'm like, "Well, who do you like this year?" And when he said the Chiefs, I immediately left and bet the 49ers. So he finally got a game right. But now I'm dead fucking broke.
Go figure. Go figure.
But I'm excited for today, because today is one day without gambling. One day.
Yeah.
And I think to celebrate, you should all buy me drinks. Or some food. Or pay my rent. You guys could pool. It doesn't have to be one person. Get together. Where are my weed smokers?
Yeah.
That's right. I love smoking weed, man, but you gotta be careful because that shit messes with your memory. This morning, a little bit. This morning I put 2 bagels in the toaster. Then I stared at the microwave. Then when I heard the toaster pop, I opened up the microwave. And I found 2 Hot Pockets that I put in last week. And I love edibles. You guys like edibles? I fucking love edibles, man.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy's like, "Hey, I need to take a nap. I'm gonna go to a comedy and music show." All right, fucking great. Here's the thing about edibles, though. Don't mix them up if you get on an airplane. All right? I get on this airplane. Shh, quiet. That guy's trying to sleep. Don't laugh. All right? Don't laugh. Keep it down. Keep laughing at everyone from the comedy show. Let the guy sleep. But anyway, I get on the airplane. It turns out I'm on an exit row. And I think I'm on my sativa edibles. So they're going over the speech, and I'm thinking really good on sativa. So I'm like, if this plane goes down, there's nobody fucking else you want on this plane. I am the best at handling the emergency exit row. So we take off, and I realize I mixed up my sativa and my indica edibles. 3 minutes later, completely fucking unconscious. Just like that fucking guy over there. I wake up in the runway in Pennsylvania where I was flying on the airplane. Nobody else on the airplane. There's 4 police officers standing in front. And I hear one of them say, "Hey, he's awake, get him." And they start walking towards me. So I escaped out the emergency exit. I fucking told you I was good at using the emergency exit. Keep up. Keep up, wake up. Keep up, wake up. All right? Jesus Christ. But weed gives me a lot of what I call high ideas. And a high idea is something that you think of late at night, and then you wake up the next morning, and then either 1, you completely fucking forget about it. B, you realize it's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. Or 3, you realize it's the greatest fucking idea, and you want to come to Rock and Riley's to tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened with me and this business idea I got called Just Apples. Now, if you drink a cup of coffee, it has the same effect as eating an apple. It's scientifically proven. Fucking Google it. But if that's the case, then why is there so many drive-through fucking Starbucks and not a single drive-through Apple store? And that's how I came up with Just Apples. That's all we're gonna fucking have is Just Apples. You want apple pie? No way. You want apple juice? Not gonna happen. You want apple sauce? You buy a fucking apple, you take it home, you smash it. Because here, we got Just Apples. And I know there's gonna be spin-offs, like fucking apples and oranges and apples and everything. But this is just fucking apples. And we're gonna have 2 flavors, red and green. That's it. We're gonna call it flavors, try to spruce up the joint a little bit. And we're gonna have games for kids. Games for kids. And you know what game we're gonna have for kids at Just Apples? What game? Come on.
Just apples.
No.
Bobbing for apples.
No, pinball, you fucking moron. I don't think about apples, alright? Jesus Christ. Bobbing for apples. You know what insurance fucking hazard that would be? Nobody's getting insurance at Just. We're just gonna sell apples. The thing is, I know I'm never gonna start the business. I know I'm never gonna start it. So the other day, I bought a dozen apples. And I stood outside of Starbucks, and I sold them to people for $1 each. And then with the profit, I went inside the Starbucks, got myself a latte. It was fucking, you know, ideas. You all get it. You all get it. But one thing about weed is, it does make you make some pretty questionable decisions. The other day, I'm out taking a piss in a bathroom stall, and written on the stall is a phone number, and underneath it says Coke. And I never tried it before, so I decided to give the number a call. And when I went to pick it up, the guy tried to fuck me in the ass. So I'm like, what are you doing? And he goes, didn't you call the number for cock? I read the fucking thing wrong. And there were no refunds. So, little sore today. Where are my ladies at? All right, let's pretend. All right, they're not here, so let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about it. They're totally here. All right. But guys, back me up on this. But ladies, let me give you some advice for Valentine's Day, for anybody. But when you go on a date with a guy, and you order the most expensive thing on the menu, finish it. That's it. Just fucking finish it. That's all we ask. I don't want a piece of it. I don't want to take it to go. I have to put food in my car. My car smells like food. When you order the most expensive thing on the menu, finish it. I didn't tell you to eat 2 rolls before dinner. We both know how much bread makes you full. If you wanted rolls, I could have got you all the rolls you wanted for free. If you order the most expensive thing on the menu, finish it. That's it. You guys can clap. There's no ladies here. You guys can clap. They're lovely workers. They're beautiful. They're great. They're only here because they're getting paid. Yeah. But, and ladies, let me say this. You should be legally obligated to tell a guy everything that's going on with your body before you go out on a date. Hang out with this girl who's getting hot and heavy, and she goes, we need to slow it down. I'm like, why? She goes, because it's my time of the month. So I'm like, well, are your gums bleeding? And she goes, if you're referring to oral, you need to know that I've never done it before. So I'm like, you couldn't have told me this before I spent $500 on dinner and a hockey game? But she goes, don't be rude. I'll do it. Just tell me what I'm supposed to do. So I'm like, finish it. Just finish it. To be honest with you, if you finish the second thing, I don't even care if you finish the first thing. Just keep that in mind for Valentine's Day. I mentioned earlier I'm a recovering degenerate gambler, and I really am. 15 months without gambling. It's going to be tomorrow. And seriously. Unless you're going to pull together and pay me back all the money I lost, don't clap. And I tell you what, if you do pull all the money together, we'll clap together. How's that fucking sound, right? But guys, people ask me if I quit gambling because I had a gambling problem. And the thing is, I don't call it a gambling problem. I call it being an idiot. Like taking $300 you had put away for your girlfriend's birthday present 2 days before her birthday and using it to enter a poker tournament? That's not a gambling problem. That's being an idiot. But taking the $10 Starbucks gift card that they gave you for entering the poker tournament and then giving it to your girlfriend as her birthday present. That's not a gambling problem. That's killing two birds with one stone. My favorite thing to do when I gambled was overdraft my bank account $500 and then put it on a baseball game. And this one morning I'm watching the game in bed with my girlfriend, and there's 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. I need 1 run to win. So the guy hits a fly ball, and I start screaming, "Get out! Get out!" And my Korean girlfriend, who knew nothing about baseball at the time, gets up and leaves. And the ball is caught on the warning track. I lost my bet. So I chase after my girlfriend. I'm like, "Hey, where are you going?" And she's like, "You told me to get out." And I'm like, "I was talking about the baseball game. I would never tell you to get out. I love you." And she goes, "I love you too." That's the first time we've ever said that to each other. You guys know the first time. That's a fucking special feeling. So we get back in bed, we lay down, we cuddle, and she fell asleep. And that's when I stole $500 from her purse. How else was I supposed to get my bank account even, right? But the biggest gamble I ever took when I was living in Pennsylvania, I hooked up with this chick and the condom broke. I came right in her. And she screams at me, "Now you gotta get the morning after pill." And I'm like, "I'm not going to get it. I paid for the condoms." And she goes, "No, you didn't." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." So she gives me $50 to go to the store. And I'm like, "Hey, why don't you give me $100? That way I can get 2 in case this ever happens again." And she just looks at me and she's like, "Trust me, this is never happening again." But so I take the $50 and I won up comedy! Yeah! You're good, this story's just getting good. Sit down. This girl gives me $50, right, to get the morning after pill. And what do? I get in the car and I go straight to the racetrack where I put the $50 on a horse named Morning After.
Why do you have to bring that up?
And the horse ended up winning the race at 50 to 1 odds. Dude, nobody's gonna watch this video. You can watch it.
Why do you have to bring that up, man?
The horse ended up winning the race at 50 to 1 odds. That pays $2,500. So then I got in the car and I moved to Vegas. And I haven't heard from her since. But that's probably because I've locked her number. I think it cursed me though. I think it cursed me. Because I ended up not fucking for 3 years. 3 years I went. And the night it finally happened was fucking crazy. Have you ever had to fuck on a schedule where like if you don't fuck, you completely lose the fuck, it's never gonna happen? Right? Yeah, of course. Because that happened to me, and I didn't fuck in 3 years. But I meet the girl down the strip, and she tells me if I could get her back here to go to the airport, we could do it. I got 3 hours. So I rush to the car, and we're driving on the 15, and I'm the most fucking excited I've ever been, because I finally get to use the HOV lanes. And the thing is, I waited my whole life to use the HOV lanes, only 3 years to fuck. But so I'm driving 100 miles an hour, and out of nowhere, a cop comes behind me and pulls me over. And he comes to the window, and he goes, "You know you're going 100 miles an hour?" And I go, "Do you know I haven't fucked in 3 years?" And he goes, "Have a nice night. Would you like me to call you an escort?" And I'm like, "No, this girl will do." But so finally, so let's just go, and we're going along, and we're 2 minutes away from the house, and she turns to me and goes, "You have condoms, right?" So now I gotta turn around and go get condoms. And I'm way behind schedule, so I run a couple red lights. And once again, cop comes up behind me, pulls me over. Comes to the window. It's the same fucking cop. He goes, "Didn't I pull you over on the 15? And I'm like, "Yep." He goes, "You're done fucking already?" I'm like, "No. She wants to use a condom." And he's like, "Oh, you should have went with the escort." He did a fucking callback to the fucking escort thing. Guys, this has been fun. I do a podcast called I Quit Gambling, so I started a podcast. If you want to check it out, it's a fucking Apple podcast. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm Legg. Thanks for listening.